Can I go to the Thieves Guild, or is there something else you guys want to do?
I'm just gonna be spending the rest of the week training, so you guys can do pretty much whatever you want to do.
What you mostly train is your new skills, your new abilities that you are trying to fine-tune, so that you're actually useful within combat. The same goes for anyone who has leveled. You're just practicing.
Everyone but me.
Yep. You're just practicing your new skills.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't really have too much new skills to work on.
Well, you have a couple of smaller things.
Yeah.
And as you, Dolos will
Yes.
follow you now.
Alright.
You
I'll
reach.
just sneak out of the group.
Yeah, you reach the general.
Wow.
You're not really sneaking that well today.
You're like, hey guys, I'm leaving.
No,
Hey
It
guys,
was- it
I'm
was more like-
sneaking away.
no, it was
I
more
saw
like
me.
I saw him.
Oh,
Gumby,
really?
Gumby wasn't really paying attention.
he
Yeah,
didn't
I
necessarily
hear it, but I don't
sneak
process it.
either.
Yeah.
He was more like, hey guys, I'm off. I'll get these statue thing you checked.
Wow, Ty's non-existent
Tyus
perception
sees
because he's
every
not
single
even there.
movement.
Like he's not even there, but he knows that Dolos left.
He like in the middle of a tavern while he's walking out of the city, like walking towards the woods because he's
Oh, he
comfortable there. He looks up and he's like, Dolos left. Dolos went sneak.
Dolos went sneak. Oh, anyway,
What is-
I'll just
what
go
is he
to the
going to
Thieves
steal?
Guild.
So you move your way to the Thieves Guild. The more closer you get, the more guarded you are, and the more sneaky you walk. You reach the alleyway, and are somewhat shocked to see that the alleyway itself,
There's a vampire again.
the doorway you would normally enter, is leaning on its hinges. It's mostly out
Oh,
of its hinges.
broken.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna
Sneak.
stealth Ector well.
See that another one.
And
Oh,
that's
you
a
rolled
lot
it
better.
after 20.
So this at this moment you are like, this is not good. So you completely go stealth. What do you do?
I'm gonna go first listen if I hear anything, and otherwise I'll just sneakily go inside.
All right, perception.
To ask.
Of course, I have to ask.
8.
So you sit there silently for a while, listening and looking at the door. You don't seem to notice anyone. So you, as you said, you decide to move closer to the door, and you put your hand on the door itself, and you know this door could easily fall out. So you can do two things really. You can try to open the door with the risk that it will fall out, or you can see if you can kind of acrobatically move your way, move your body so you can slip through it without really having to touch the door itself.
I'm gonna try that.
All right.
So that's
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Not really proficient in it, but I'm proficient in it. Oh, there you go, 21.
So you move your body in a couple of weirder positions and slip into the what used to be a pretty sizable room with lots of people in there, lots of commotion. And now the room is silent. There's nobody there. It's dark. Only the only source of light that's really coming in is the light that peeks through the door, or through the cracks of the door that there still are.
So first I heard something and now I don't?
No, you didn't hear something.
Oh, okay.
So there's that silence there. There are. You'll take a look around. Perception. And one of the things that, apart from the silence, you can see a couple of cobwebs in the sides, and there are signs of struggle, but you cannot see what type of struggle it is at the first glance, you can use investigation.
I'm going to.
Or you just leave roll 20.
Yeah. So his investigation should be his intelligence, which I think is +2, and I think he's proficient in it, but I'm not sure.
It'd be interesting if he crits again. He leaves, he crits. See how long it takes. If it takes a little bit too long, I'll divert. Okay, I'll divert for a second until Dolos is back. It is now evening. You guys turn in. Oh, there he is. Very close. See if he.
Right.
At least rolled. He's back into roll 20. There he is.
I'm back.
Alright, thank you. I was almost about to change subject. Or actually, I kind of did.
19.
You investigate the ground, the walls a little bit, the tables, chairs. There are a couple of things that are clear to you. One is there was a commotion here, there was a fight here. You can see signs of fire, like pieces of the wall that are singed by fire. Kind of what you see happen in your fights as well when someone is flicking around firebolts or fireballs.
I'm guessing they got attacked or something.
Possibly. Well, that seems like a logical conclusion. Not only are there like fire at some points show a little bit of signs of acid damage that bitten into the wooden chairs. You can see some chairs are completely smashed. Some chairs you can clearly see cuts in from cutting edge weapons, that sort of thing.
Alright.
The only thing what doesn't add up for you is the door isn't completely fully broken. And it is leaning a bit to the outside, not to the inside, what you would expect if someone enters through that side.
Like kicking the door in or something.
Yeah, but that's not the case. So this door exploded outwards.
Ah.
Then the obvious question becomes...
What
Yeah,
got
what
out?
What got out? Yeah.
Or, how did it get in?
Yeah, maybe a portal or something.
What you do know, you do still know about the back door.
Oh, I'm gonna check the back door then.
And it's more like a side door, cellar type of thing. But you used it last time you were at Himera and shit got loose. You used that to kind of move around the city a little bit.
Yeah.
So you move over there and you see even more destruction. Weirdly enough, you never see any bodies, although you do see blood at some points.
So either everyone escaped or they got caught.
Yeah, make another perception while you are down there. As you walk down the steps, look around.
His 30
Be blocked
stealth
with
is still in
nobodies.
effect, right?
Yeah, I'm still being sneaky. There you go, 16.
So you are very sneakily here, and as you open the cellar door, you moved in. You see that there are no bodies. You see a lot of blood, and what you fail to see is a person who suddenly stands behind you with a knife in your back. It's
What, with
not,
30 stealth?
it's not in your back. It's pressed against your back.
Oh, okay.
You hear a voice, and I want you to roll a history check. Not difficult.
Yeah, you say that, but
It's not difficult.
oh, okay.
Easy. You recognize this voice. Well,
Is it the bartender?
well. Look who we have here. It's not the bartender.
It's the
It is-
guard.
It's one of your family members.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
shoot.
it's your second sister. She is. You are the oldest,
Yeah.
Then you have then you have one sister, another sister. This is the sister you're speaking about, and then you still have like one or two brothers, and perhaps even more you have left quite some time ago.
Well, since the sister appeared, there's
She's
something very
using-
important we have to do.
Roll for hardness.
Yes.
All right, Dolos, will you do the honor?
Sure. 1d20.
You are human, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no bonuses, 1d20 flat. So yeah, you know your sister. You know.
Wincest is. No.
So she's one of them super attractive rogues.
Yeah.
She's a rogue. Shouldn't she be like a mage?
I don't know.
She is. Your family usually are mages. You know that.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, she also knows something of how to be a rogue.
Oh.
Which you notice now because she's standing there with a knife in your back. So she has at
And
least
she's
some
all through
experience.
30 sneak. I mean.
Yeah.
She must be OP.
Or it
Perhaps.
must be the plot.
Or she was
Plot.
just standing behind the ladder, saw the thing open, saw you walk down. I mean, also a possibility.
Yeah, also a possibility.
And by now a very likely one.
So the question is, does she recognize you?
Yeah, does she? And I do, but does she? Since I'm
Well-
hooded.
She says, "What do we have here?"
Alright.
And she continues. A little mouse in the dark, walking in here without prior knowledge. Who are you?
I am your father. No, your brother.
How you say I'm your brother?
Yeah, sure.
Didn't you just go like, dang it, and then address her by name?
Well, what is her name?
You can figure that
Because
out.
I never really.
Yeah,
Fine. Random name generator.
it has to be a female.
Let's see. Oops, wrong. Oh no! Wait, what kind of name is that?
I don't know. It's your sister,
Reroll.
Okay, so her name is Martha. Apparently.
Marfa.
That's a really innocent name, considering the situation.
Fine. Her name is Louisa.
No,
Louisa?
let's go with Martha.
No.
Let's go with Martha.
Or
Martha, yeah. There's
or
another.
Nana.
Martha's a good name.
Nah.
or Crescenti.
Crescenti is your oldest sister.
Okay, then her name is Martha.
Martha.
I say hi, Martha. With a slightly different voice than I normally use, so that she doesn't immediately recognize me.
Okay, make a deception roll.
Shouldn't be a problem. $16.
Yeah.
Versus her
Insight.
sight.
By the way, I want to point out, I don't think we've had more than 2 hotness rolls, and they've been a 19 and a 20, respectively.
Uh-huh.
So who's prettier then, the 19 or the 20?
The 19, because she's an elf.
Yeah. But did she roll 19 with the bonuses or
No bonus, no. It
You
was a
did a
flat
bonus,
19.
Okay.
So,
Well, for a human, can't be hotter.
you get a certain you feel a certain hesitation, and she says no. She then proceeds from the back to rip off your hood.
Rip off or take it off?
It's a little bit forceful.
Okay.
So she takes it by the front and then just janks it down. And then
And then I turn around.
Yeah, she kind of forcefully turns you around. She said, "Damn it! Brother, what are you doing here?"
Just strolling around, you know.
Yeah, sure, I didn't believe that lie before, I don't believe it now. You were always a terrible liar.
Oh yeah.
He's not really
That's-
lying though.
No, I was trolling around. I mean,
He went for a stroll in Thieves Guild.
She continues like, nobody just strolls around a room where there's been fighting and suddenly goes down into a chamber that he shouldn't know about.
Look who's talking.
yeah, look who's talking.
Well, I have a reason to be here, thank you very much.
Well, so do I.
Sir, bring it on.
I was looking for some business
What is
and
it right?
trying to sell some stuff. You know me.
Yeah, sadly I do.
That's the reason why we don't talk so much.
One of them. She, the knife by now, you turn around, so the knife was first pointing at your stomach, and she now kind of picks it away, puts it away. She says, well, whatever you were searching for here, you probably won't find it.
So I ask her what she's doing here. And what business does she have with the Thieves Guild?
My business with the guild is my own. My mission, or the reason why I'm here, I don't even want to call it a mission, is to find out what happened here. I got paid for it very well.
Well, I'd like to find out as well, so do you have any info you could share?
Is that a roll?
You said no
roll.
or roll? What did you say? You got cut
Is
off.
that a
Oh,
roll?
I said, do you have any info you could share?
Her
Is
reaction
that a-
was, do you?
I don't. I just got here.
He makes an insight check. You are being honest, right?
Yeah.
Like, no. Well, great. That makes 2. She turns it back to you. She walks a little bit around. She says, "This is the third safe house that I have been investigating. The second one in Imera. And everywhere I see exactly the same. Blood everywhere. Damages everywhere. But no bodies.
And it doesn't have to do anything with the government or the whoever is in charge.
Is that? I don't think so. I mean, if the government or anyone in charge would be doing this, it would be high news. These guys would be trialed. They would be hanged in front of everyone just to make a point.
That is true. Although that wouldn't be so easy since the Thieves Guilds have so much, corrupted people under them.
Well,
Not anymore.
well, they still have a lot of high officials, but their way has become lower now. They have less people to threaten with, really.
That is true. So I guess you don't know anything.
Not really. This is kind of a big mystery to me.
Well, I did see something a couple of days before all this, but I don't
Are
think
you
it's
rolling
related.
insights? Because she could be BSing you. You never know.
Yeah, I could insight. I'm not
roll
very
insight.
good at insight. That's intelligence?
I think it's wisdom.
Oh yeah,
insight
it's
is
wisdom. Well, I will be as great as my perception. Oh, well,
You know
I
your
can see
sister
right through her.
very well, apparently.
Yeah, you do know your sister. I mean, you spent.
I'm the only son, so
Yeah, you did. Well, you're the oldest. You did
Yeah.
spend like a decent part of your life and a decent part of her younger life together in that house. Mostly practicing, but also just general child play thing. She seems honest to you.
What line of work
Alright.
does she do?
I have no reason to
Does Dolos know?
not believe her. So
Dolos hasn't seen her in like from the
yeah.
moment
So what now?
he went away. So I think Dolos hasn't seen her for at least 5 years, if not longer. So you wouldn't know. And back then she was just there,
Training, etc.
training, but also partly being a child.
And it is gone.
Cool. So we'll drift off very quickly. The evening falls. You are sleeping wherever you wish.
I don't have any messages.
You don't
I've already
have any
paid
messages.
for the week, so
No new messages. Okay.
No new messages.
And then when it rings, can you have it go ring, 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 phone call, phone call?
Sure, why not?
Okay, cool.
I need to note that somewhere, but
And if you forget, whatever. Paging Mr. Waldo. Waldo, where are you?
Oh, he's back. Hey, Ada, welcome back. We don't hear you. You get your message through your Skype. It's weird.
Hello.
Skype's still working. Yo. So
I have to do something real quick. I'll be gone for like 5 minutes.
alright, sure. Then we'll continue with something else.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
okay. Well, I'm done unless someone else has something to do.
It is evening, so Gumby,
Yeah,
where do you sleep?
probably in the church.
You sleep in the church?
I sleep in an inn near the church.
Out in the woods.
So the three of you each sleep in a different area, and each of you hears a couple of words within your dreams, and your dreams are not very unusual, on the most part. Up until this point, at least. What you see, first off, you look from very high in the sky to a specific point on the ground. You see
Do we
a dark
recognize the
sky.
point?
You don't recognize the point. It is a dark sky, scattered stars all around, the full moon shining brightly. The full moon is not here when you went to sleep. You kind of gaze over this large field that is, on some parts it's on fire, but most of it is not on fire, and you can see spears and swords sticking out of people. Spears, swords, all sorts of weaponry sticking out of people that are just lying there on the floor, as if a big battle happened there.
Are they
And
are all the bodies human, or are there some like orcs or goblins among them?
There are humans. There are most of them are humanoid, but they are not strictly human. They are human, dwarfish, gnomish, a few gnomes, a few halflings. You can see a couple of elves, and they are all mingled together. There are no real sights detectable from what you see. And you slowly zoom in to a man laying on the ground in red plated armor and a sword still in his hand, but a part of it is more covered under the dirt. This man lies on the verge of death, and when you finally move close to him, so you can see a couple of his facial features, a dark beard, heavy black eyebrows, like thick eyebrows, and you can see one of his eyes. It is slowly fading away, and you hear words which just drift Had I not known that I was dead already, I would have mourned the loss of my life. Like a rotten log, half buried in the ground, my life, which has not yet flowered, comes to this sad end. You see this man, his eye closes, and you zoom back out a little bit and you see another man casually strolling through these bodies. This man is difficult to detect. He wears full black clothing, hooded, and he moves through these bodies within this night, and even the full moon cannot really shine a light on him that much. You can see him move to the man in red plate armor as he leans in. Gets ever closer. You lean in as well with the vision again following the man. And you can see the man open his mouth, two very sharp fangs visible. And he slowly bites into the neck of the man that is lying there, dying. The final vision that you see, the final part, is the eyes which were closing and losing their light suddenly get back into a bright red, blood red. And then you suddenly return back to your dreams that you were having.
Do we detect anything about the dreams that would infer that they're not dreams?
You can roll on that for the next morning when you return, or when you wake up again. I think in this case a religion check could be useful. An insight check, or sort of insight check could also be useful. If you want to take either of the two.
And everyone had this dream?
The three of you had this dream.
Okay.
Insight or what?
Religion.
Religion.
I'll do insight.
20.
20. Not a natural, but
Ty
a 20.
doesn't care.
No, it's just taking a long time to roll.
What?
Animal healing,
Oh,
insight,
yeah, there I
medicine
see.
check, 6. It's not necessarily that Ty doesn't care. Just Ty sees it as a dream, a weird one, but nothing more. Drake, you disliked this dream in some sorts. It didn't feel completely dreamlike, but it also didn't feel completely real. So for you, it's more in that half state of being. It could have been a dream, but it's a very specific sort of dream. It's not what you usually dream about. And Gumby, you are mostly faced by the final part of this dream. You don't get nightmares, really. It just doesn't happen to you. You are shielded from them, so to say. So this is like the first nightmare you had since you really got into contact with Melisandre. Since you started fighting for her, since you started more or less set your life to her cause. So to you, this strikes you as odd. Extremely, extremely odd. Any other questions?
Well, I mean, not really. I just see it as a bad dream. Unless someone else decides to share it, I wouldn't know about it. The only thing that might change my mind is if Dolos mentions what happened to the Thieves Guild. Because then I'll think, he did mention a vampire. And I recognize what was in the dream as a vampire, right?
You would recognize it as the thing that corresponds with the vampire myth.
Yeah, hitting
And
the-
you have
biting in
fought
the
two
neck and
things
then
that look like
waking up.
vampires.
Mm-hmm.
You have fought two things that look like vampires, that act pretty much like vampires, so you are kind of like, yeah, vampires probably do exist. And
Yeah.
this creature kind of seems the same way.
Yeah. I also, unless he mentions it, I'd also probably just attribute, we ran into some vampires a while ago. I guess I'm not over that yet.
It's testing something.
The only real difference between the creatures that you faced and this creature is this creature seemed more calm, collected, and more purposeful.
A higher vampire. I guess just a normal vampire, because those are the ones with thralls.
I think that's about it for that then. We actually kind of have to wait for Dolos to return because
Mm-hmm.
kind of impossible to continue without him. Mostly because you don't know what is going to happen to him. Doing stuff in the future is annoying at points. Do you try to contact Rita at all?
Well, I think we're too far out, right?
Yeah.
Chimera to Amita, that's a waste.
But you would continuously, like once in so many times, try at least.
Oh, if I feel like it would increase the distance,
I mean,
if we practice that type of thing, sure.
you do feel like that the distance could be increased, so like you try once a day to contact her, and not much happens really, but slowly but certainly you can kind of sometimes feel emotion coming that aren't yours.
Okay. And do I gain some kind of, I want to say, insight into what those emotions are?
They are very faint emotions, so yeah, you don't really get an extreme feeling from it. It's more like you kind of feel like a chuckle coming, but it's like there's nothing to laugh at or for or something like that.
But it's not like super negative.
Mm,
Not like I'm afraid.
Sometimes it's a little negative, sometimes it's a little positive. It's like all around.
Okay, but it's not like, oh, I'm gonna die type of.
No, you haven't gotten that.
Okay, yeah. Well, if I feel stuff like that, then yeah, I would definitely kind of train that to a certain effect. I definitely try to like increase the distance.
I think we should take a very quick break until Dolos returns.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I have an
good.
idea for something that I want to do, but
Go ahead then.
if you're able to stick around,
Yeah,
I kinda-
sure. We only
I
have
kind of want to
1
look.
hour left, so it's
I
better
kind of
if
want to
we
look
do
around
something.
for a Lila.
Lila.
Yeah.
Oh, her. Yeah. The
See if she ended up taking me up on that offer that I gave her.
the prostitute.
Yeah.
So this is something you start doing when you wake up after the dream. You
Yeah.
are
If we don't have anything as a group going on, then I'll just look
you are
around.
you sleep within the church or within the temple's area, so you can make your way to the teacher or the student area. And you can make a perception check there, which just it's like you take your time to look for her, see if you find her.
So can I get advantage?
Why not?
'Cause I'm,
You
like,
know the
really
area.
You know the area.
15.
You know her.
Yeah.
You are looking around, asking a couple of questions to like the older people there, the more just so to say.
Mhm.
And I say that yes, she has been here. She currently is not here because she has been she and a couple of other classmates with 2 teachers have moved out of Imera. They are going around to a couple of other villages in the general area
Okay.
to kind of see what life is, to experience more things than just the city of Imero, because most of them have never really left. And just see the works of the gods, really. And it's nice once in a while to get out, do something else. It's also part of finding out what that person is interested in and what that person could do later in life.
All right, and she's doing well.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's not the best student, but she tries, and they appreciate her trying. So she still has a place there.
That's good. Is there anything I can do for her in terms of expenses?
Yeah, her expenses are mostly cared for by the temple right now. They say she shows initiative. She shows that she wants to. So we aren't really asking. And what we ask from her, she can just give by doing some chores here and there. So no real worries.
Okay, so you don't need me to supplement her.
No, there's no need for
Okay.
supplementing.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
That's all I have to say about that. Or actually, how long has she been traveling, and how long has it been since we first encountered them? I don't have the master calendar.
When was the last time we were here?
It wasn't the last time we were here.
No, the last
It
time
was a ways
you
back.
did this. Because that was before the riot, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or just after, perhaps.
No, it was. Yeah, it was before the riots, because remember, we met her when we tailed an asshole.
That one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy now known as an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a giant asshole. The 28th of August. And right now we're probably in November? I'm not currently up to date with the dates.
Neither am I.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But it has been at least a couple months. You can be safe about that.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
Yeah, just take a short break, see if Dolos comes back. We can do the final things within that time.